Welcome back, investors, enthusiasts, all around just decent people that are just like, what the heck is going on in the market? Well, the Fed decided to crash the market, and it's good timing for the Ethereum merge. I think there's multiple things going on, and I was thinking we were going to hold 1600 fairly strong, and as of right now, we are not holding 1600. We are just barely below it by about $25 on Ethereum. And where do I think potentially that is going to drop to? I personally think that it's probably has a good chance of hitting 1500 and bouncing off of 1500. See something like, ooh, boing. You know, we could see something like this, or we could relatively even see, where's my ghost feed? You know, we could just see moving around. That's not the right one that I wanted. We could see something like this. Bounce, and then come back off, and then bounce off of this guy before we hit 2,000. Because what is going on? The Ethereum merge, judging by hash rate, okay, is 1 day, 15 hours, and 19 minutes before the merge, before it goes to 58 sextillion difficulty. It's funny once you have this P after a bunch of zeros, which is interesting. Okay, so I am not worried. I don't think anybody should be worried. Hello in the chat. Shout out to Bees. I don't think you guys should be worried. I'm not worried. We're eventually going to get through this stuff. I think the bottom is already in. And if we just look at inflation, so let me switch again. If we look at inflation, they predicted 8.1, a rise to 8.1. And what did we actually get? We got a rise of 0.3, so we increased to 8.3. And that's why the entire market is having a just shit fit. Is, you know, the S&P 500 is down 3%, NASDAQ is down 4%, Bitcoin is down 7%, and Russell 2000 is down 3%. It's all got to do with the CPI to 8.3, okay, as far as inflation. It's a bummer, but, you know, it's meaning that, hey, potentially we will see another rise in rates, interest rates, before they start declining, which isn't good for investing, because that is determining that, hey, there probably isn't the bottom just yet. But again, we've got the Ethereum merge happening in less than a day. And, you know, if I refresh this, you know, 14 hours and 33 minutes. All right. And then the staking rewards are going to double, etc. Blah, 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 blah. So if I had to guess, we can already see that we're kind of starting to have buyers come in, and they're starting to kind of push price back. If I look at, let's look at the 15-minute. What's happening at the 15-minute? All right, you can see buyers are starting to come in and go, all right, this is enough. Let's try to get this to go back above 1600. If we get above 1600, I'm going to say that that's going to be really bullish. If we can't quite break above 1600, I predict probably we're going to have closer to that 1500 drop down here and then bounce off of that. I have not moved my stop, guys. So in my trade is, I got in at like 1570, right? Remember, I took profits at 50%, and, you know, I'm just holding on. My stop loss is below 1400, right around this area-ish. And I'm just waiting to see what happens. But I don't see us breaking down below 1500 and then breaking down below 1400. That's going to be such a gnarly crash. I really think that if we're going to get close to 1500, if not bounce off where we are at and get back up here, and in the next day or so, potentially, my goal is that 2000, and it's all centered around this Ethereum merge, right? This inflation report, you know, we're talking 0.3%. You know, everyone's going to have a shit fit over 0.3%. Like, okay, guys, it's they were expecting a fall of just 1%, and then it's goes up by 0.3. That's not even a half of a basis points. Okay. The market is just silly how it reacts to stuff, because even when we raised rates, the market like pumped last time in what was it, July? We all pumped in July, August, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we pumped after finding out that, hey, we're raising rates, and we go from 3,700 to boom, 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 over 4,000. Completely silly. If I'm looking at Bitcoin, okay, let me delete a couple of this stuff and go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin here, we'll look at what my current trade is and just kind of go from there. Okay, guys? No, and ladies, who's out there? All right. So we're going in here. We're getting close to my entry again. If you were with me yesterday, you heard that I already took profits up here at 50%, which was nice because, hey, we retraced. So now I'm playing with house money. I've got to wait all the way down here for this stop here to just get out with a zero when it comes to just the current trade. Oh, we just broke below 21,000. We have gone down to 20,852 today. So there's still a bunch of move potentially left in this. Actually, I feel like it's getting close to being exhausted, but there's a lot of sellers involved here. This is a giant liquidation candle here. And truthfully, we've got to break underneath my entry line here to really be going, all right, chances are this is going quite a bit further because we broke the recent low. So we can, we're actually bouncing back. We got above the 21,000. If I didn't already have a trade in here and I didn't want to mess my stops out, this might actually be a pretty good entry point to add to a position and get in. So I'm like, I kind of like this play. Just because, again, of the news of the Ethereum merge. So Bitcoin, we need to hold above 20,500. If we can do that, I believe we're going to see that whole 24,000 here in the next few days. Same thing with Ethereum. I believe we are going to see a pretty good pump to 2,000. But it's all because of the increase in 0.3%, and the catalyst to help us is the Ethereum merge. That's really all I have to say. There's not much else to say, as we need to just wait to find a bottom. All right, so we need to wait for it to bounce off of to see what is actually going to happen. How far down are we really going to go? I know I was thinking about opening up a trade on Cardano earlier this morning, because I'm like, all right, if I'm looking at here, I can see we've got relatively strong support bout here, and it might not be a bad idea to hop in here, because you can see we're barely kind of touching it and we're bouncing off of it. So if we can hold that would be a good indication for me to kind of bounce and get into 88. And then where would my stop be? I would probably put my stop, because I'd have to have the low, because we've got a trend here. We've got a low, then we've got a higher low, and I'd say my stop would be probably around 43 cents if I was to enter around 46, 47 cents, and then my price target would be the 52 cents or so as far as resistance goes. That's what I'd be thinking about that. So that's what I'm sort of thinking of doing. We will see. But again, it's going long. I'm not even thinking about going short just yet. Okay. But quick little video. I know I'm just about 10 minutes, but I wanted to get this out there for you guys so that people don't worry, at least the people that are following me, is I think that this is just a little bit of manipulation from big money. And it starts with the silly 0.3% increase in inflation. Because guys, we know that inflation is not 8.3%, okay? We know inflation is more like 22 to 30%. Look at gas, look at milk, look at anything that you're trying to buy. It's way more expensive than 8%, okay? Let's not kid ourselves. These numbers are manipulated, so why even believe, really the news that's going out there? Anyway, I appreciate every one of you. Like, subscribe, guys. I try to do this every day, at least a couple times a week, give you guys good, solid information, and hopefully